Hey, how's it going, everyone? Today we have Sam, one of our good friends and clients at Infinite Bookings. How's it going, Sam?
It's going well, Alex. How are you?
Going good, going good. So yeah, if you don't mind, maybe you can give a quick introduction into what you guys do at Industry Video.
Yeah, so Industry Video works with B2B organizations to make video their best performing sales tool. So we work with a lot of manufacturers, a lot of enterprise organizations. It's really the toughest ICP, honestly. Some very big companies that typically are hard to reach through cold email. So it's been an interesting endeavor for sure.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And you were running cold email before we started working together, right?
Yeah, so I was awakened to the world of cold email. Knew I wouldn't be able to do it, myself as well as a professional, but I gave it a go for about 2 months on my own, kind of like a trial.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah. And what kind of like results did you see any results but doing it by yourself?
I think I had like probably three or four meetings in total from
Okay.
uh, from those 2 months. It wasn't it wasn't hitting KPIs you hear like on the web, but I was happy to at least see something from it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's fair. At least something was being generated.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure in I think it was like October or something. I think we connected on Twitter and we started talking and we noticed that there's a lot of things that you can kind of change up in your current cold email strategy. So we started working eventually together, right? And I guess can you kind of run everyone through what was kind of like the process of starting to work and for getting first meetings and stuff like that?
The thing I knew I didn't have the capacity for myself was number one, the sort of industry knowledge with cold email specifically to, know what kind of copy would work best. Um, and I know that the inbox management, at least in my trials, was very overwhelming.
Yeah.
Obviously, Alex, you got to respond to these responses you get back like the same day, if not within the hour you get them, right? So those were the two main things like I saw as value off the bat. But very shortly after your onboarding process, which was like completely buttoned up, by the way, there are enterprise organizations that haven't gotten onboarding done as well as you have. But the process was, I mean, it was easy. You were able to kind of probe at the value prop we offer. You were able to sort of extract the buzzwords, the pain points that the ICP wanted to hear. Uh, so it was a very simple sort of learning process for you, asking me questions I didn't know needed to be asked. Right. Uh, from there, you guys handled really everything, and then it was sort of us working together to determine like what sales assets would perform best, what was needed from me in terms of you know again the sales assets, or if we were doing looms. So it was really like it was so simple. You just asked me what had to be asked. It wasn't even really time consuming on the onboarding part, and then the meetings just started coming.
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember exactly what the numbers were, but do you remember how many meetings in the first like 3 months we had?
I, we're around I think 5 meetings a month.
Yeah,
Um, First month was a little quiet, but I honestly expected that um, as things started rolling. And I can tell, I can kind of tell when the sequence cadence is that you've set up because they'll kind of come in. The meetings will come in batches, right? So
yeah,
you can tell when that follow up's hitting them. And the part that I think is most notable is that you're consistently following up with these leads to get the meeting booked, and aggressively, I might add, which is a good thing because where I might be, a little more, I guess, timid in that regard, because I think everyone is selling their own business. They're a little more timid than when they have someone else do it for them. But yeah, you're aggressive to get that meeting, and that's what has to be done.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Last week, I remember we were testing a new follow up, and we booked 3 calls for the next 2 days just from follow ups, not even new contacts. So definitely having good follow ups helped us a lot, especially when we were launching that new campaign towards the new ICP. So for everyone at home, basically we launched a new ICP towards safety managers at all these big B2B manufacturing plants. And we've been kind of sticking with that just because the results have been much better, and we've been able to put a better offer in front of these relevant people, which has shown definitely to really skyrocket the results.
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning too. So you know, there's tons of businesses out there that are profitable that have never even touched cold email. Something to note with cold email, and especially working with you, is that the the rate of meetings which are booked through it is really helpful in sort of like sort of sharpening your own offer that you're then using in like boots on the ground networking too. So like the meetings, even if a sale doesn't come from it, it's sort of testing, it's getting data, it's letting you refine your skills on presenting the offer, which then carries over into cold calling, into networking, going to shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys were able to pivot to that other offer very quick, which was pretty impressive.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And as you mentioned, the actual in-person events, one campaign that we ran was towards, specifically towards an event that was happening, pretty sure in May or May it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was happening in May, and we specifically targeted those people going to those shows. So we scraped that directory and we personalized the message directly to them, which worked extremely well. We got a lot of positive replies, and I'm pretty sure a few meetings came out of that as well, since it was only a small batch of people going to that event, but it works really well. So in terms of actual cash ROI, what has that been look in terms of return on your investment with us?
So to be honest, I wasn't expecting return probably for 6 months. And I know like, in the industry, they like to say, if you start with high volume, you'll see return like right off the bat. I know that that's you know, uh, like a very, what's the term? Like that's the best case scenario. I was expecting 6 months. And I think, what are we at now? We're at 4 months and we're already positive ROI. And that came from just one deal, right?
Yeah,
So I think so far it's double the investment for sure.
yeah, yeah, totally. That's awesome to hear. So yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, it's pleasure working with you currently, and we're definitely looking forward to it. We're only 4 months in, because we started late last year, so we're only 4 months in. When we're definitely waiting for some more deals to come in, for some more calls, some new angles to test with you guys, and like I said, we're super happy with the performance your campaigns are bringing, and yeah, thanks for helping on, Sam.
Yeah, and I'll say this. So we're a startup, uh, if that isn't clear already, and I think it's important to note. There were many other things I was trying to do before cold email to spark up business, and really not even spark up business. I just needed conversations to happen,
Yeah,
and I was spending money in like all these different types of categories, whether it was networking groups, um, being a part of like incubator startups. When I saw your service, I literally canceled everything else I was doing just to invest in this, and it definitely was worth it. Is worth it consistently. There was no better way to get like as many meetings in such a short time as what you guys are doing. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the power of cold emo, right? So
yeah, definitely like there's ads, there's again networking. I would say if you have a few $1,000s and you want to spend it on meetings, right? If you want to pay money for meetings, it's a no brainer. This is how you do it.
yeah, yeah, totally. Well, like I said, once again, thanks for hopping on, Sam, and we'll talk soon.